Bring it around.
This is the Grow Business Podcast with Corey Mosley.
All right. Do you feel any different?
Feeling refreshed.
Are you feeling refreshed? New clarity.
Yeah. You can see better.
You can see better? Is that right? The year changes? I didn't know that. Your eyesight gets better. Oh, you're saying because you have. There's no lens. So, spoiler alert.
Maybe I was just imagining it.
That's right. Well, that's good. We're good. We're refreshed. We're ready to go. We had some little time off to reflect and think. Yeah, and we're here.
That's
right. We're here.
Do some assessment of the previous year.
Assessment. Yeah, a lot of assessment. There's a lot of assessing going on.
Yes, there is.
But the sound of that music coming to an end means that you have arrived at the right place. You have arrived in 2026. Yeah, we did.
All right.
Why do we have to do this? There should be claps. Don't we have a clap? The thing somewhere. Where is that? He's got to find it.
Yeah, he's got.
So welcome to. Let me know when you're ready, Willie H. I know. Well, I call it audible. This is going to be the year of the audible, baby. It's 2026.
Right. We are.
It's the year of the audible. Tell me when you're ready. Just give me the flag. Okay. Welcome to 2026.
Yay.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, LG. How are you?
I'm doing great, Corey. It's good to see you.
Fantastic. Look at, I don't know, the hands of time. You've been using that serum I gave you, didn't
you? That serum.
Yeah, he's using that serum.
That's easy.
I tell you, that fireweed from the Himalayas will set you back.
That's
a
exactly
few years.
Right. That's good.
Well, folks, this is the official first episode of the Grow Business Podcast. First episode of 2026. If you're a loyal listener, you know it's not the first episode. Now, this could be if one of your New Year's resolutions as a business owner was to find a new podcast.
Right.
This could be your first episode.
Right.
And we're thankful that you found us. Grow Business Podcast. I'm your host, Corey Mosley. Joined in the co-captain's chair. Kind of like we roll in. We roll in kind of like the airplane captains. You know, they roll up the thing, open the door, and get in the cockpit.
That's right.
We're in the cockpit right now.
There you go.
So joined in the cockpit with me is my brother from another mother and a few more decades. LG 007 Lon Graham is here.
Voice of reason.
It's good to be here, Corey.
Should I call you daddy? Bro, I gave you brother from another mother. That's good.
We'll run with that.
Could have went with daddy from another. Daddy from another brother.
You can just call me older brother from another
the
mother.
Older brother. Older brother from another mother.
That's good.
That's right. And of course, the show wouldn't be the show without the guy hitting the buttons, changing the cameras, making it all work. Willie H is in the building.
Hit the buttons, William.
All right, so 2026, we've got our gear on. Folks,
we are ready.
If you want to see how stylish we look,
right?
Make sure you stream this on YouTube, or you can go to CoreyMoses.com and check out the video version. Also, if you are a Spotify viewer, we broadcast in video there as well.
Yes.
So you can check that out. Of course, we love your listenership across all of our other platforms, iHeart, Spotify, not in video. If you're in the car, Apple, of course, podcasts. Man, this past year we got in the top 100. That was pretty crazy.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So,
congratulations.
And we got to stay there or keep trying to stay there or whatever.
Exactly.
So you guys have to keep listening.
Yes, please.
You know, if you've arrived here for the first time, well, we put the name of what this is. We put it in the name of the podcast. We're focused and dedicated to doing one thing, and that's helping you grow your business. So if you are a business, you should be a business owner or an entrepreneur. To really get the most out of this, as well as a C-suite leader. If you're someone who is running a division, or you are part of the influence of growing your company or corporation, then this is also an area for you. We've never set out to be your gurus. We simply want to share some ideas, some strategies that we believe will help your business. We do this based upon our philosophy that all business growth challenges can be solved by understanding what pillar or within the 5 pillars, mindset, sales, marketing, operations, and people. And by identifying, isolating, and attacking within that, you can overcome just about any business growth challenge. Just hasn't been one in 20 years of consulting that I haven't seen been able to be overcome if you can identify, isolate, and attack.
Right.
So, a befitting way, we left 2025 with the idea of reflection and gratitude. And I thought So what's funny is, and I don't know if this is contradictory to something that I said in a previous episode, but I was thinking in relation to 2026 as we sit here now.
Okay.
2026 isn't necessarily a restart.
Okay.
Because, right, I mean, unless you literally filed your LLC paperwork today,
Right.
And are starting from scratch, it really isn't a restart for most people. It's a continuation. And the idea, though, is to make this a continuation with clarity.
Okay.
And not drift.
Right.
Right. So a lot of times, business failure isn't singular in terms of failure. Sometimes the business just starts drifting. That's complacency. That's different things. So
Okay.
I figured we start 2026 and start our first episode of the new year with the challenge to make this year about speed,
Okay.
focus, and execution.
Like it.
Right? And really operate under this idea that the businesses that win in 2026 won't be the ones necessarily with the best ideas.
Okay.
They'll be the ones that execute faster on fewer things.
Okay.
And I think that's a good. I think 2026 isn't going to reward busy. I think, Lon, it's going to reward decisiveness.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that.
Right?
Faster to action.
Yeah.
Faster
I don't want you to be motivated.
Right.
That's nice.
Right.
But like if I had to pick an M word, I'm going to say I believe momentum will beat motivation.
Oh, absolutely.
Because right now there's a lot of people motivated. If you,
Right.
I mean, listen, if I owned a gym right now, this is my Super Bowl.
That's right.
Right? Everybody
right.
this is going to be the year. I'm going
right.
to lose the weight. I'm going to get in shape.
Right.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my health seriously. I'm going to eat better. Meal subscription services. This is probably all their Super Bowl.
Right.
The most common commitments or resolutions that people make. I'm going to be motivated. This is going to be my year. I'm going to do X, Y, Z.
Right.
And, Zig Ziglar, motivation, they say motivation doesn't last, neither does bathing. That's why it's recommended to do it every day.
Right.
So yeah, we want you motivated. We want you excited. We want you to have a purpose and a passion and something to go after. But momentum, I believe, will beat motivation every time. And the other theme here is clarity will create the cash flow.
I like it. And you talk about momentum. Well, in order to get momentum, it requires action.
Sure.
And that's the action is the separator between motivation and momentum. Is you've got to take a step in the direction that you want to go.
Yeah.
And the hardest step is the first step. And, we go back to your days in the auto industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot easier to get a moving car moving faster than it is to get a car from stop to start. So let's focus on the motivation is where it starts. The action is where it actually begins. And so take action to build momentum.
This might be a guy I want to work with. Yeah, I like that. So let's jump into a couple priorities. I think we're going to get to, I think 5 of them we're going to knock out today. Like some of the priorities to try to achieve this kind of concept that we're talking about here. Speed, focus, execution. So, and they don't have to be in particular order, but I'm just going to go in this order.
Sure.
So priority 1, decide what you're not doing this year.
All right.
Right? What's off the table?
Right.
So when we think about Q1, many times, we'll find that, owners or business owners, will lose Q1 chasing last year's distractions.
Sure.
So what are some things, and we can think about this as your focus filter. What's going to be in your focus filter?
I like it.
You look at the thing, you go on the website and you want to filter out to get to more of what you're looking for, right? So it negates those things. What are you not going to do this year?
Yeah. I like it. So, and one of the things, for a couple of years when I was in the Richmond market, and I look at it, I was going to a lot of the networking events because it was valuable to get to. Well, it was valuable to get to know the local business community, and so there was value in it. In my role now, especially as I'm traveling more, while I enjoy seeing those people, and that's the value of it, there's no value to my business.
Right.
And so as I look at going into the new year, I've reduced the amount that I go to.
Sure.
And the reality of it is, other than seeing people that I like,
Right.
there's no business value to it. And so that becomes my focus filter. I use that time for other things.
Yeah, 100%. So, how do you execute on this?
Right.
Well, pick one growth objective.
Right.
Pick one thing for the next 90 days. And then look at how you can, and we're doing this right now with some things we're evaluating, but look at things that you can eliminate or pause, right? Is there something that was low ROI in terms of your marketing? Were there unprofitable services that you were offering?
Right.
I remember this with restaurants, particularly during COVID. My first thing was we got to drop 20% of the menu items that were low performing.
Right.
Like, why? If, you've got 1 order or 2 orders a week, but you're carrying stock, you're carrying inventory, you're carrying other products to make that one product that is a low seller. It doesn't make any sense, right? So what are some unprofitable services? Also, one thing to think about is energy draining clients.
Yes.
You don't realize the long-term effect on that. We've talked about this with teams. We've done episodes on this too. But, look for those things to eliminate or pause and look at one growth objective, something that you can focus on throughout the quarter. Because if everything matters, nothing moves.
Right.
I mean, that's just and what people, I think one of the things people don't consider is that saying no is a growth strategy.
Correct. Correct.
So I think it's just something to consider, and really looking at, focus as an option or I should say focus as a discipline, or focus. Let me think about that. Focus not necessarily being a discipline, but being courageous enough to say no to certain things that won't necessarily serve you.
Well, saying no is freeing if it's not in line with what you're trying to accomplish. And that's where the value, you go back, you say clarity, Corey. You go back, if you're clear on what you want to accomplish, it's easier to identify the things that don't lead you to that.
Right.
And there's that... there's the analogy, whether you have a boat or whether like our friend Kim, who's pulling a trailer around the country.
Yeah.
When you've got a trailer attached to your truck, it's harder to get moving. So they'll go find a place and park that trailer, release the trailer, and then they have the freedom to move around in the areas that they're in.
Yeah.
Saying no is like releasing that trailer if you've got something that's really a burden. Like if it takes your energy, if it takes time away from what you're really trying to accomplish, by being clear on it, you can identify the things that slow you down so that you can say no to what takes time and energy away from what you really need to be doing.
This might be a guy I want to work with. There it is. I like it. Priority 2, fix the bottleneck that's slowing your revenue right now. Right? So, every business has some form, and we talk about this in the pillars, right? We talk about this in position for growth. Every business has some constraints.
Yes.
And now that could be leads, that could be conversions, that could be capacity,
right?
Where we've outgrown our space. The restaurant's full every night. We're booked. We got to turn tables. Cash flow.
Right.
Everybody's got some constraints. But the encouragement here is not simply guessing. Right. And many times it's a guess instead of a diagnosis.
Yeah, well said.
Right? So are you asking, where are we leaking money?
Right.
Are we asking, what breaks when we get busy? I love this one.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
Right? What breaks when we get busy? Because I hear all excuses often, all the time. When we're thinking about missed opportunities, in retail, right? We're focusing on upsell.
Right.
And some of our clients, we're focused on the upsell aspects of things.
Right.
When it's so busy. So like when it's not busy, everybody feels like they can execute on the task, right? To upsell and make offers, offer alternative products, suggestions. Sure. But when we get busy, Corey, it's just impossible to do that. No, you're just inefficient.
Right.
You haven't built your upsell strategy for being busy.
Right.
You've built your upsell strategy to only do when you're not.
Yeah, and another way to look at it, same thing. different perspective is when you get busy, what is the barrier to being able to do that?
Right.
So if you're not able to upsell, if you're not able to offer the alternatives or the add-ons when you get busy, what's the barrier to that?
Right.
And identifying that barrier and removing it, same thing as a bottleneck, however you want to describe it.
Yeah.
But think of it in terms of what's keeping you from doing it when you're busy, because that's the best time to do it.
Right. Right. And many times what people look at as a growth problem is a flow issue. Right.
Right.
So it's we can't grow. Well, it's what is the process flow for a customer? What is the user experience? What is the guest experience?
Right.
All of these things may in fact be the issue. Because particularly if sales growth is your challenge, a lot of times, more leads won't simply fix a broken process.
Correct.
You're just trying to see if you can have enough going on that something, right, throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks to a certain extent.
Right.
Oh, we need more leads. Okay, great. But we need to also test the theory of that process.
Right. Well, what are we doing with the leads we have?
Yeah.
So that when we get more leads, we can be more effective.
Correct. And I think also in 2026, I mean, again, we serve the business owner community, but the reality is many businesses are looking at ways that they can add to their business or add to their portfolio.
Yes.
One of the most interesting and, phenomenal ways as somebody who's worked with business over 20 years is being with the right franchise and considering franchising as an option. So you're not starting from scratch.
Right.
I mean, I got to tell you, I don't know that I would want to be sitting around right now going, what's a concept I can come up with and try to figure all out by myself. Right. No matter how easy the internet says it is,
right.
Franchising will continue to be one of the most powerful ways to do that because you are able to leverage someone else's proven systems, processes, and profitability to then execute on that. And, we're super thrilled to be, for the last several months talking about our sponsor, Pecan Jack's Ice Cream and Candy Kitchen, who is just experiencing phenomenal growth. And it's been a great brand for me to work with, for this past time. And really, just is creating a tremendous opportunity all over the country, to do that. And Lon can tell you a little bit more about that.
Yeah, Corey, thank you. Today's episode is sponsored by Pecan Jack's Ice Cream and Candy Kitchen franchise, where fun meets serious profit. With an average unit volume of $960,193.38, this is a franchise that proves you can build wealth doing something people love. Learn more at pecanjacksfranchise.com and see if there's a sweet spot open in your market.
Excellent. We love to hear it. Yeah, definitely something you should be considering if you're thinking about new business opportunities for you as well, with proven systems. So, number 3.
Okay,
let's get to number 3.
We're moving.
Yeah, we're on the express plan
today. There you go.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. Well, we did. We kept people on a little run for New Year's, New Year's Eve.
We tried to break into the new year.
Yeah. So post welcome to the new year in the accelerated program. But again, for us, it's about getting through the information. It's not about a time clock, right? So sometimes it takes a little longer. We want to get you information. Sometimes we can get to those points. And what do we talk about? Speed, momentum, right?
Correct.
So give you the hit, give you the information, and let you go on and do the work. But who knows where the conversation could go? Just because, we've got 5 points and we're at number 3 doesn't mean that this can't turn into a run.
Exactly.
All right. So priority 3, upgrade how you attract customers.
Okay.
Not just where you advertise for them.
Okay.
So that's an important distinction.
Okay.
Right. That's about ICP and ideal customer profile. Because, here's the truth. Buyers are more skeptical.
Yes.
More informed.
Yes.
And more cautious. I mean, and again, a lot of things that have been benefits to a lot of people in different ways also are creating that. Now, I mean, tell me you don't watch a video now and wonder and try to isolate and see if it's AI. Or go, I know it's AI. I can hear some nuance in the voice, so I can look at that. And, it's someone saying, oh, this is the greatest product I've ever had. It's AI, dude, saying.
Right.
So in its effort to be a cool marketing tool and allow you to do more, is it creating more skepticism because I don't believe it?
Right.
I don't believe the mom sitting in the kitchen that's been staged in the kitchen. It's not even real.
Right.
So, in a world where we spent a long time cultivating this review culture, right? Google reviews, star ratings, Trustpilot, all of these things to try to solidify and build trust and credibility online with a product or service.
Right.
Now, I can, and the other piece of that was this UGC, user-generated content model, where you're getting endorsers and influencers.
Right.
Now I can't trust that.
Right.
So I think it's going to be an interesting shift in what people view as credibility. Maybe even in return. I mean, I guess I gotta see what the wizard of social says, Gary Vee. I haven't checked in yet on what he's predicting, but I don't know. And I see this is how we get off topic very quickly, but still within the realm of the conversation. But I don't know. What is your opinion? I think there is going to be, if not already, possibly, I don't want to be quoted on it necessarily as a predictor, but a renaissance of wanting real interaction with real people. Like, where we're doing so much automation, do you believe a LinkedIn DM is from the person when you get it?
I question every one of them.
I mean, considering I get solicited by companies every week that want to help me build my business using LinkedIn by sending DMs to people.
Right. Or, the franchise people. I mean, PK and Jax, we certainly know that, but there's a broker or somebody who's got all this content that they push out.
You get that one, hey, Lon, I'm really excited to connect with you. Like, are you
want to see
are you buying that? That is that person and not somebody who's been hired?
So I'm skeptical of all of them. And if there's one that I'm interested in, I'll do some research on it and see, okay, well, who do we know? Then, do some of the validation piece. But me and what you're talking about, Corey, is everybody that's listening to us and all of your customers and all of our customers become more and more skeptical because we know the power that the power of AI, and that's in our face and it's in the news. So I agree with you, and individual engagement is going to be so much more powerful because that's where you can prove what you're capable of doing. That's where you can, this is us. This is us talking about, telling stories about what we've done right, what we've done wrong, what we've learned from it. Sure. And there are stories, and so that's how we know that they're real. Right. There are podcasts that, like you've talked about before, that are created. As an avatar. I
can't tell you how many. I'm laughing because I'll get pings from whether current clients or former clients or whatever that listens to the podcast. Right. Were you talking about me? I try to be very opaque in some of the stories I tell, but inevitably I will get that was that about me this week or whatever? So I just have to chuckle, and sometimes yes, sometimes no, but I find it funny, and I think most of my clients over my history don't realize how redundant their issues were. Right. A lot of times people think their issue's unique. Correct. And it's no, this is the 87th time I've heard this issue. It's so repeatable. I can see why people may think I may be talking about their specific circumstance. For sure there. Yeah. Well,
I don't remember, it was a TV show, maybe even Dragnet, where at the beginning of the show it said the stories are real, the names are changed to protect the not so innocent.
Yes, exactly, 100%, 100%. Because and to continue your point, right? Trust, clarity, and authority. I mean, we've been beating that drum for a minute. Yeah. That a lot of times that beats clever.
Oh, 100%.
That would be clever ads. Right. So trust, clarity, authority. And when we talk about clarity, so it really goes back to, there's, if you notice, there's a theme. If you've been listening for a while, there's certain things that we continue to come back to because we want you to get good at executing, and those become foundational things. So when we talk about clarity as a topic, we're coming back to, who do you serve? Right. We're coming back to, what problem do you solve? Right.
Clear messaging around that.
Yeah.
Right.
No, and I would just say, here's an interesting one I want to throw to you into clarity, because I don't think people consider this. Buyers want to know why you're the safer choice. Okay. Think about that. I want to let I want to let that sit for a minute with our viewers and listeners. Why are you people they want to invest in certainty. They have a problem,
right?
And they want who's safe,
to
create certainty. Will this person really solve my problem, or is it a risk? Am I buying into some big grandiose idea that I hope works out,
right?
Or who's safer,
right?
And that comes from how you've developed trust, how you've developed authority,
right.
but in your marketing, in your communications, seeding in why you're the safer choice. Whether that's I've done this 100 times, I've worked with this many people,
right?
I mean, it's a certain. I mean, you in the medical world, right? It's a common procedure. Yeah, how many times have you done it?
Right. Exactly.
I'm not looking for a teachable moment with my gallbladder.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
Willie
right.
H, what you got? Anything from me over there? I mean, damn, that was nice. Why are you the safer choice? Nobody's talking about that. Give me some love over here.
Maybe this guy can help me.
No, come on now. We said that one already. This guy got one button left. I'm not getting anything else.
That's all you got.
That's
right
how
now.
we're going into 2026.
Yeah. Well,
I clap, ring a horn, phone a friend, anything. Strong as what else you got? Anything?
And you better believe it.
Progress.
Struggling. We should have gave him glasses. He would have felt more. Maybe he feels excluded because he doesn't have glasses.
Well, we'll have to get him more involved for sure.
I'm gonna get him and turn that camera over there.
Would carry
beaming on him.
Right.
Go ahead. You're gonna say.
And the way you talk about safety.
Yeah.
Why is it the low risk? I talk about confidence.
Mm-hmm.
People buy confidence.
Right.
Now they pay for your product, but they buy confidence. And the more confidence they have in you, your business, how you execute on your product, the more they're willing to pay for your product, and the more of your product they're willing to pay for.
Yep.
And the way you establish confidence is through reality. Demonstrate, we talk about testimonials. We talk about, validating testimonials. The reviews can be fake, but the results, not so much.
Right.
So how do you figure out, and by being clear on what you do and clear on who you do it for,
right?
It becomes repetitive, consistent. Consistency drives confidence, and confidence drives revenue.
There it is.
Woo! When the church say amen.
Yeah, got that for you. Oh, yeah. You got that. That's good. Yeah.
Well, you primed him for me.
Yeah,
you
right. Is that what it was?
That's what it was.
Let's go with that. And listen, when we're talking about things, we're talking about video. We're talking about proof, right? Satisfied customers, clients, different visuals. Clear messaging is also important. So, attention can get you clicks. Trust will get you contracts.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? So, and I think a lot of times from a marketing perspective, we watch a lot of people who are out there cranking out content, and it leads people to believe sometimes that marketing, is about who's the loudest. But I think many times it's going to be about, and is about who's being clearer.
Yeah,
and not creating a situation where you understand that people, don't always buy the best option, right? They buy the safest one.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
And here's the, talk about clarity, and we're going to we've pounded clarity over the past couple of years, and going into 2026, we're going to continue to lean into clarity. And here's why clarity is so important. There's so much noise out there, whether it's the news or whether it's social media or whether it's, the people that are controversial to get clicks. It's all of that noise is out there.
Yep.
And people's brains are tired, and they don't want to spend the energy on trying to figure out who you are and what you do.
Sure.
The clearer you can be about who you are and what you do and who you do it for, the more you're sending a signal to those people, and you're going to attract them.
Voice of reason.
Sure. Here we go. I think he's got, this is like, it reminds me sometimes we'd be in a restaurant.
Okay.
And the hostess, the waitress, a waiter or whatever, server, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you can say now. You're server. Serving people? who knows?
Right.
The person helping you.
Someone's going to get mad.
Sometimes they'll they'll be catering or like, having different banter at the table, or they'll be catering. And, I have to let them know sometimes if it's not me, like, hey, I'm the one paying the bill.
Right, exactly.
So, you're siding with there'll be some table debate. And,
right.
and the waiter or waitress was like, oh, I think that so-and-so might be right in this.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, you're missing the point. Because when you bring that check, you're going to bring it my way. And then now it's time for retribution.
That's exactly right.
So I'm subtly making that, I'm putting energy out there. I'm throwing that into the control area there, just in terms of who is being catered to here in the show. It might, our energy might be going to our energy might be going to the wrong person. It's just all I'm saying.
You are telling that person you have a choice.
Yeah,
and this is your choice, retribution or reward.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, exactly. Now we're getting them.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. Priority 4. Priority 4. Tighten up your offers and pricing early in the year.
Okay.
So let's not make 2026 the year of underprice certainty. Right? This is not the year for that. Right. So strong offers also simplify decision-making for buyers.
Yes.
So this is a great time. Now, I understand arguably, people will tell you to do this stuff in Q4 and, planning, but here we are. So if you didn't do it or you said you were going to get to, you didn't. Now here's the refresher or your reminder to look at that. How are you packaging your services?
Right.
I call it P3, price, package, present.
Yeah.
How are you doing that? How are you and are they packaged clearly? Do people truly understand the distinction in terms of your offering? Looking at your offering to determine, is there unnecessary complexity? Because people love to over-explain under the umbrella that is building value.
Right. Yeah, here's the it's the age-old debate: do I itemize or do I put together the package?
Right.
And the reality of it is, if you've got an itemized list of services, they are going to debate what they need and what they don't need.
Sure. Right.
So if you can put together, like you're talking about, Corey, now's the time to, if you itemize your services, put together packages that include those.
Right.
And if they say, well, I don't need that, say, well, we have this package as an alternative.
Right. Instead
of start doing line item vetoes. And now it becomes confusing. It takes more of your time and energy.
Right.
And, it's great to have a choice until you have to make one.
Right.
And the more choices you have, the harder it is to make.
Yeah. I like it. Review your pricing before Q2.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And not after like burnout or at some event, right? Oh, we really need to look at this. Or we took in all this business and we realized we're getting crushed on our margins. Now we got to go try to fix it.
Right.
Look at it there, because here's what I know for sure. I know confusing offers, I'm sure you'll agree with this, confusing offers will kill momentum.
Yes.
Right? And many times, cheap attracts chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Bingo. Now, and there's a segment, right? There's entry-level segments, there's more entry-level market segments, but just a thing.
Yeah, I mean, look.
And if I'm going to have to deal with a difficult customer or client, it better be one that is worth it. It's worth the dollars and cents.
100%. And we talk, we're talking to a lot of business owners and consultants. And, when you have these price conversations, it's often about, or it should be about units, right? Like, so if you buy more, I'll offer you incentive, right? Well, those are the types of conversations you want to have. You can have thresholds for that price conversation. Here's value. If you buy more, I can make it worth your while this way. But the reality of it is, most of the people that are listening to us are not competing for the lowest common denominator. They're competing for business. And cheap, really, we go back to confidence and clarity, right? Cheap makes people wonder, well, what's wrong with it?
Sure.
If you're in an elite type business, or if you're in a performance-based business and you start pricing yourself down, you lower your pricing. If you don't have legitimate pricing, then they're going to question your legitimacy.
Guy says, "Oh, I do coaching too. Great. What do you charge?" He said, $99. I'll never forget that. $99. I looked him dead in his, it was through Zoom, but I looked dead in the camera and I said, "You must not be very good."
Right. Right. Well,
Because how do you survive at $99?
Well, in the speaking world that we're both in too, there's tiers. People won't take you seriously at certain levels if
Correct.
you aren't charging.
Correct.
You aren't charging, now you need to be able to live up to that.
Correct.
But what we're saying is look at your value,
Right,
and then price accordingly.
That's right. All right, number 5, get your time back before the year gets away from you.
Yes.
Right. So, because many times it's time, not talent, that is the number one constraint, for owners, right? And I'm finding, and see what your thoughts are here, burnout doesn't come from work. Many times it comes from misalignment.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that. You're spending your energy on the things that take you away from what drives you, what gives you energy, what gives you momentum. And there's a lot to like about being successful, and there's a lot to like about winning and earning new business. And if you're doing things that are taking you away from those types of opportunities, they drain you.
Yeah.
And so I agree with you. This burnout. Now, we also have to be careful that that we rest and that we get sleep and do those things. But the initial levels of burnout and layers of burnout come from being pulled and energy that doesn't serve us and doesn't serve our mission. And that's where getting clear really helps you understand that if it's taking me away from that, what I'm supposed to be doing or what I want to be doing, then you can reduce the amount of burnout that you're dealing with. So I agree with it.
Excellent. All right. So I think, you want to identify some of the things that only you can do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
From the business perspective, like what is that? What is only you can do?
Right.
And then take advantage and opportunity of how do you delegate that, or how do you systematize that?
Right.
Like that's where things like automation and AI become very valuable, where people kind of get misaligned with it. It's like, is it replacing something? No, it can be enhancing something.
Right.
And, oh, well, Corey, that's great. I wish I could just delegate, but, I don't have all these employees or all these other things. Well, again, technology can assist you with that.
Right.
Outsourcing can assist you with that at the fraction of the cost. We've talked about, in past episodes, that team doesn't always equal employees in a traditional sense.
Yeah.
Right? You can have a virtual team. I mean, there are plenty of people who do certain things that help us execute that are not, on payroll to do that.
Right.
And they work in their pockets. They're ad hoc. They're specialists in certain areas that when we need X, we go to them for Y. Right. So, certainly look at that. And then the other thing that I think is discounted is the concept of deep work and protecting that time.
Right.
So, and that's something that I've continued to refine personally in terms of when times I will take meetings and times I won't, like what that bracket is and holding to that, not making exceptions. Right. And also even days of the week where certain things are allocated. So I find like I'd like to drill most of my meetings and things in that kind of Tuesday, Wednesday category, Thursday category. Right. Versus making my schedule available for the whole week.
100%. Yeah. And it's where understanding where where your best energy is, where your productivity is. And, for you, somebody who writes books, who, we're going to revive Mosley Motivation. We're going to bring that. We're going to bring that back in 26.
Right.
But so there's time that your energy is best suited for certain things.
Right.
And so you talk about deep work, so I'll use that. If you know that you do your best thinking between 10 and 12 on Tuesday morning, then block 10 to 12 on Tuesday morning and do your best thinking. Because if you're not, then you're chasing that. And when you're chasing it, you're less effective. It takes longer to get it right. So we talk about clarity. Figure out where you can be most clear for yourself so that you can make your business more clear.
I mean, I think it's funny. Your calendar reveals your priorities in a lot of different ways.
100%.
Right?
So, how you control it.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And people think growth is just about working harder or grinding, but growth requires space, not just effort.
Right.
Right? Because how do you ever, it's the on the business, in the business conversation that's been around forever. So sometimes it's not about needing more hours. Oh, Corey, if I just have more hours in a day, well, you might just need better decision making.
Right.
And we're all guilty. I mean, nobody is without the guilt here, but it's about continuing to pay attention.
Right.
You know, your favorite line is, standing in the face of a mirror or whatever.
Standing on the ground firmly on the
mirror,
ground
which is
right.
your way of saying, again, you're not glass houses, right? So pot calling kennel, but like that
right,
whole.
I'm talking to me just as much as you, right?
Yeah, correct. So it's also that reminder externally to say, how do I process that as well? Because decisions can drive that, right? So the busier you are or the higher the position, or we talk about things like everybody has the same 24 hours, right?
Right.
Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have the same 24 hours as we do. Now, there's a lot of people that make all that work, down to who gets the latte, right?
That's
I don't know how much time can I save if I didn't go to Starbucks for my own Starbucks?
Right.
I guess the question is, should I A, stop going to Starbucks,
right.
or B, who am I sending to do that?
Right.
Or am I going to pay, $12 to get my $6 coffee delivered by Uber Eats?
Well, and those are all the things.
And have some of it sipped on. I don't know. I mean, allegedly, I don't know. This doesn't feel as heavy as it's supposed to.
That's exactly right.
Your breath smells like my chestnut praline latte, Mr. Delivery person. Go ahead.
I think it's important, Corey, and the reason that we're able to talk about these things in so much detail is because they're things that we continue to work on ourselves, is what you're saying. Your calendar, our calendar, my calendar, your calendar.
Right.
Most of the people that listen to this podcast are leaders, owners, executives. They're people in roles that have to advance business in a different way than just effort.
Right.
If you're getting started and you're a solopreneur or you're new into your business, well, there's no replacing activity and effort. There's just you got to work harder. We get that. But you get to a point where you've got to be able to create space so that you can be more effective and grow your business. And what we're saying here is that if you're responding to everything, then you've reduced your priorities. You aren't clear on what's most important.
Yeah.
And you've got to create time here's what I'll say. In order to do the things that you want to do to grow your business, you've got to create time for yourself so that you can think about that without distraction.
Voice of reason. Well, I like that because one of the things when you're saying the thing that popped in my head, panic is not a strategy.
100%.
Right? Know? So, and I think this wasn't in the points, but I was hearing from you. I want to get your points on this because this kind of falls in your wheelhouse when we talk about leadership. But I'm thinking is this the year maybe this is the year for calm leadership, right? And the idea that calm leaders can actually scale faster and not the house is on fire people.
Right.
What do you think about that?
So I agree with that. And I have a saying, when I talk to sales leaders, they're like, I'm too busy, Lon. I'm always putting out fires. Well, I have this saying.
I know you're saying, yeah.
If you're always putting out fires, then you're the fuel.
Yeah, right.
And so my point in saying that is that's not calm.
Right.
And it's hard to be productive and make progress when you're constantly putting out fires.
Yeah.
So what calm leadership does is it allows the people on your team to do some things without fear of repercussion and without fear of you fueling a fire. So take a step back, think about how you can create opportunities for your team to do things.
Yeah.
And calm, thoughtful leadership comes in that quiet space where you get yourself away from everything. And even if you shut the door for an hour, like I use my mornings for this quiet time.
Yeah.
And so I can think about what do I want today to look like? I know that I'm going to do this. I know I'm going to see these clients. I know I'm going to go spend a day in the field with one of the people on my team. How do I want that to look like? How can I use this to develop them so they can do some things that I don't have to? And by creating calm, thoughtful space, it allows me to get better at developing the possibilities in them.
Yeah, I like that. Let's throw out this challenge. We're going to throw out a challenge to you as we get started in 2026, because I think 2026 belongs to the executors.
Yeah.
Right? Not the executionists,
right.
but the
executioners, the executors.
Yeah, the people who execute, right? And if you're waiting around for the confidence, don't wait for the confidence. Earn it through the action, right? So let's throw out a challenge. Let's just say over the next 7 days, commit to cutting one distraction.
Yes.
Fixing one bottleneck, clarifying one message, and protecting one block of time.
Yeah.
Rewind that if you have to.
I start with the last one, Corey, create one block of time, because what it allows you to do is it allows you to clearly think about how you can do the other things.
Yeah.
And look, we're all busy and we're as busy as we want to be, but unless we can create space, and you talk about calm leadership, and I think calm leadership is so critical because you make better decisions when you're calm.
Yeah.
We talked about in the last episode at the end of the year, trying to remove emotion, allowing space to remove emotion, while creating calm environment for you to think allows you to decide what's a good thing for me to stop doing.
Right.
What's a good thing for me to give to somebody so that they can do it, so that I can spend more time on something else that only I can do. So I think creating time in that calendar and figuring out, try some different things. If you don't already do this, try some different times throughout your calendar to figure out what's the most effective for you, and then protect that time regularly, whether it's weekly, monthly, at the very least quarterly, and create some time for yourself so that you can think clearly about how to do other things more effectively.
That's right. Your next level starts with your next decision.
Yes, indeed.
And before we go, I don't know, one of your decisions might be investing in a new franchise.
I agree.
We want to thank our sponsors. Lon, take it away.
Yeah, Corey, thank you. Before we wrap, a quick thank you to our sponsor, Pecan Jack's Ice Cream and Candy Kitchen franchise, serving up smiles and strong returns with an average unit volume of $960,193.38. If you're ready to add a high-performing, family-friendly franchise to your business portfolio, visit pecanjacksfranchise.com and start your journey today. And I will add one thing, if I may. If you're not ready to start the franchise, then go shopping at pecanjacks.com and order some of your chocolate pralines or whatever else is available that you may like. Absolutely.
As well. I love it. Well, folks, that does it for this episode of the Grow Business Podcast. Okay. I want to do it however I want to do it. Folks, that does it for this episode of the Grow Business Podcast. Hit the buttons, William. LG, say your line. I like to do reverse. I'm mixing it up. Mix it up in a pot for 2026. Spicy. Go ahead.
Welcome back to the new year. Thank you for coming. Thanks for coming back. And next time, bring a friend.
This is 2026, the year of confusion and clarity.
Right.
I'm your host, Corey Mosley, on behalf of myself, LG007 Lon Graham, and Willie H. We'll see you next week. Willie H., take us out.
Good job.
Gotta be ready. Gotta have all those buttons. Gotta be. What's getting ready to happen?
What's the most...
We don't want people to think we're too organized.
Well, if we don't mix it up, then they'll wonder if we're real or not, right? If all we're doing is the repetitive activity.
I think if we start talking robotic, they'll know that.
Correct. Oh, yeah.
Today's lesson is for you to focus on clarity. Clarity is the best way to get the best out of the best of what you want to do to be the best.
Right, you got to have
and only the best can be the best.
That's right. You got to have the steeple for that one.
The steeple.
The steeple.
Yeah.
You got to have the steeple.
There's some good AI. There's my AI uncle. It's doling out advice out on the streets.
Oh, that's all right. That's awesome.
It's crazy.
All right.
Ooh, 2026 will be interesting.
Yes, it is.
See how it goes.
I like our chances.
I like it.
I like our chances.